Thanks for coming. There's always some less than glamorous things that happen on set or that you have to deal with on set. I'm just a stage mom, but what comes to mind for us was the ticks that we had to put up with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they like you, eh?
Oh, they loved us, and my son and I didn't like that.
Where was this?
In Chester, on set, episode 2.7.
You shouldn't be crawling around in the grass.
Yes.
You couldn't really help it, and at one point we all had to. If you remember the scene, is the boys on the dock, and it's really neat because we were all hiding behind the shed. There's like this shed.
Oh.
And like there's
what
50
episode?
people.
What episode?
The tides that.
What was
Tides
the-
Tides that bind, yeah. And
The
there's
people
like
that
50
flew
people.
out of the water, those ones?
Yeah, those ones, yeah.
My son was one of those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
My son was one of the kids on the dock, so
Neat.
he's here today, but he's being quiet. But yeah, so what are some of the things that you've had to deal with, other than ticks?
I can't remember anything really that was. Can you? I don't.
I know sometimes the actors have to go around with heat pads on because it's so cold and they have to pretend it's warm.
Yeah,
Like last year in
there's
particular.
that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the picture, Scanny, do you have a picture, pictures of us? Am I wearing glasses in that picture? Don't you have a little publicity picture? Yeah, but I'm not wearing glasses. So that's what you have to put up with. A guy that spends, $5,000 just to ship his equipment down to take your photograph, and he doesn't put my glasses on. That's not Dave. That's not Dave.
Thanks. I guess it's pretty good living, and the food's awesome.
Speaking of food, I thought the reception last night was wonderful because the hors d'oeuvres never stopped coming.
Oh, great.
That makes a good one. That is, because usually you get there 10 minutes after you arrive, you're cut off, there's nothing left. Well, a couple little pieces of shriveled up cheese. But last night, it just kept coming, and it was delicious. Thank you.
Thanks. I hope you come again.
And the food on Haven, I have to tell you that there's two separate food situations. One is the craft service, which just keeps you going all day, and everything, every day a little different. And the food that they serve for dinner, lunch, is just incredible. And you always get to choose between fish or chicken or beef, and the salads, big huge bowls of wonderful salads every day, and desserts. And hi, how are you? It's no, I can't think of any. I never saw a tick.
Yeah, we're still raving about the food. The food was great.
Yeah, it was.
My son had an audition, and the director said, "So how did they treat you on Haven there?" Because he was on Haven. He said, "Oh, the food was so good." Thanks.
Yeah, they treat us very well on set.
Hi.
Hi.
My question was, I was curious how Jason Priestley got involved with Haven to direct this particular episode, I believe, and maybe another, I don't know. But yeah, I was just curious how that came about.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
in
he was.
season
That's
2.
right. He was in as an actor in season 2. And
Yes, he had a great trouble. It was an amazing thing because a lot of times, we have coincidence in real life. You know how when people see Jason Priestley, they go, ooh. Well, that's the character he played. His trouble was that everyone looked at him and loved him.
oh, that's right. Yes.
And he was sick to death of it. But the thing is he directed a couple of episodes, and I think, I don't know how it worked out, but I think it was a trade-off. He got to direct, and then they got to
Maybe
use.
And I think partly
Here
because he
anyway,
was
yeah.
here too,
Yeah,
and
he's
being
here
involved
anyways.
with Fitz
Right.
and so on. So I think there's that connection. And he's
He's
directed before.
Yeah,
so-
he's a wonderful,
He's a great
warm,
guy.
approachable guy.
Yeah.
He directed this one that you saw today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I feel very mollified because last night I said to Richard, I wonder what ending they're going to use when we're at our party. And there was 2 separate lines tried, and they didn't use either.
They didn't use it either. I know.
Jeez. I wrecked it for them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now Richard and John brought us some gifts today.
We didn't.
A couple DVD box sets and a Blu-ray set. And in order to get one of these, you're going to have to answer trivia questions. You ready? Okay. What was Audrey Parker's former name? Right down there.
What was her name before that? Yeah. What was her name? What was her name before that? Queen Victoria.
Okay, here's another one. Name the former WWE superstar that is now in the show.
That red.
Which one?
The red guy. Yeah.
Mr. Bazinga?
Yeah. Edge or Adam Copeland. He came out sailing with me one day, and a day later, my daughter Sarah, who you might know, Sarah Dunsworth, she does wardrobe now. She was in. Anyway, she came up to me and she said, "Dad, why didn't you tell me the Edge was here?" I said, "The Edge? What's the Edge?" It's true. I had no idea. The guy had a novel that he wrote, which was #1 bestseller list for,
Did he?
It's true. Yes.
Oh, really?
And he has a huge fan base.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, one last question for the last
Make
box
it
set.
tough.
Make it tough.
Yeah.
All my questions are gone now. No, let me see. No, I was going to ask about you guys, but you guys are easy. Besides, all the answers were in there. The Colorado Kid answer was in there. What, you got one? Why don't you give the last question?
Okay.
Okay.
The show that we just saw. All right.
Uh-huh.
Some small little thing in there. Someone think of a good question and you'll win this. Some small little thing. Have you got a question? I got one.
All right, the young girl that came screaming into the newspaper, Little Bo Peep, or Little Ho Peep, does anybody know what other movie she was in? No peeking. No.
Ally McDonald.
Ally McDonald.
Well, there
Anybody?
was an Ally McDonald in the Waterford Girls, New Waterford Girls, but a different Ally McDonald. Do I win?
Oh, no. Anyone? No?
Tell us. You don't know the answer.
Score the musical. Score a hockey musical.
The hockey musical.
Ah,
Okay, now I'll just.
interesting.
Yeah, do you? The one you were going to do.
I was going to ask, what's the name of your paper? But everybody must know that one.
Okay, I have one.
Okay.
There was a picture of a burned out vehicle.
Yes.
What was that? At the very beginning of the show, in the promo.
In the
VW bus. Yeah, and do you know it burned on the day we were supposed to use it? It just caught fire and burned spontaneously.
Yeah.
And that
That's
was the
right.
day. What episode is that? Is that coming up? Yeah, it's coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's when we
Ooh.
get. Oh, yeah.
That's the explosion. Big explosion.
We were wondering what was going on with that VW bus when we were down there checking out the
Yeah.
police
No,
cars.
it just caught
Yeah.
on fire and burned
Okay.
out. And
If you wait till the end of season 3, you're going to see Vince's car, which is the most beautiful vehicle. And I'm not going to say what happens in the back seat.
All right, we'd love to thank you both for coming to join us today and also for allowing us to come and visit you on set. Thank you very much.
thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Doodly-doo.
Hal-Con.